Hey everybody, it's Dan from the Hustle Couple, and I'm coming at you today with our AI listing tool introduction and full demo. Hope everybody had an awesome weekend. Thanks for joining me today. I'm finally making the video that I've been teasing for a little bit. If you caught our last What Sold video, you saw that I've been meaning to do this. So this is the listing tool that I've been talking about for a couple of weeks now. The developer and I have been working closely together to make sure that the titles are generated correctly. It's filling out the item specifics correctly. It knows how to properly search through eBay sold comps to suggest valid pricing. And I'm just going to show you guys how easy it is to use, how quickly it works, and how I've been able to basically double the amount of work I can get done in a single day because of this tool. All right, cool. Let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the website here, and the name of the tool is ListAgent.pro is the website that you're going to want to go to. I will absolutely leave you guys a link down below in the description of this video with a referral link that will get you to the right place. And this is what it looks like once you get logged in. This is ListAgent Pro, and I didn't even tell you guys the best part. I mentioned in the What Sold video that this is probably going to be the most, if not one of the most economical and affordable AI listing tools on the market today. The cost for this service is only $20 a month. And that $20 a month gives you 2,000 AI generated listings every single month. So in effect, you're only paying 1 cent per listing. I'm going to say it again. 1 cent per listing. $20 a month, 2,000 AI generated listings. And that will generate everything for you. The title, the condition description, the full item description. It will fill in all of your item specifics. It will suggest a sales price, and all of that. All you have to do is link your eBay store to the ListAgent AI software, and you're off to the races. So I'm going to show you guys how this works. I've already taken pictures and done measurements of 20 different things today, and I tried to pick kind of a variety of items so that you can see it really does work well across a broad spectrum of categories. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So when you, like I said, this is what the site looks like. It would help if I shared my screen. Hey, there we go. All right. So when you first log in, you're going to be greeted with your upload photos screen. So the first step is naturally just to upload all the photos. I've got all of my pictures. I've already done background removal using Photo Room, and I'm just going to select all of my photos on this window that you can't see right now. Sorry about that. Let me select all my photos, and I will drag them over. Okay, that should be all the photos selected. 244, correct. All right, I'll drop those photos into the upload photos box. Then I will go and grab all of my label pictures. I will drop those over as well. And now you can see I've got 331 total files to upload, and it gives you a preview down below. So if you want to reorder these, or if there's like an extra picture that made it in here that shouldn't be here, you can just click the X and delete it. but I'm going to upload all of these photos, and that's going to take me to my next step. So once I've drug the photos over, I just click the Start Upload button and wait for them to upload. Once all of the pictures are uploaded, it's going to automatically bring up the next page, which is the SKU assignment page. I've been working with this tool for a couple of weeks now, and one of the things that I really like is that it remembers the last SKU number that I used. So you'll see in just a second, once this loads onto the next page, that it remembers, like I said, it remembers the last SKU number that I used. So it's automatically going to have the next SKU number in line, pre-filled in and waiting. So here we go. All right, now we have to assign the SKU number to the photos. So this is where you tell the program which pictures belong to which SKU number. So as you can see right here, the SKU value, I'm on 15787. That's going to be my first one today. And then I did, I'll tell you about it when we get there. So what you're going to want to do is you just click on your first picture of your first item. Then I'm going to hold down the Shift key, click on the last picture of my item. And the way I take pictures is I take all of my garment pictures first, and then I do all the close-up tag pictures when I'm doing my measurements. So all of those are going to be, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom here. And then on a Mac, you have to hold Command. On a PC, you hold Control. So I'm going to hold Command and select my first tag picture here. And then the board with my measurements is always the last picture. So I'm going to, while I'm still holding Command, I'm going to hold down Shift as well, click on that last picture, and that selects the whole range. So now that I've got all of my pictures from my first item selected, I'm going to scroll back up to the top and assign that to the SKU number. And then you can see it's successfully assigned SKU 15787 to 19 photos. And I'm just going to repeat this process for all 20 of my items. Once you've done this a couple of times, you get the hang of it, and it goes relatively quick. I will also sometimes just hit page down a couple of times to expedite how it gets down to the bottom of the page, so I don't have to scroll all the way down. And then I just hit home to go back to the top. And we're just going to keep going for all 20 of these items. Let's see here. There we go. And you can also see I write my SKU numbers on the board with the measurements. So it's always, I really like that because I always kind of double check every once in a while. So this should be 15790. Let's see, 15790. Yep. See, and then it automatically increases by 1 for your next item. So let's page down here. Home, assign, click Shift, page down. Oh, nope, I messed up. I held Shift. Shouldn't have done that. So we're going to click off, start my selection process over. And there we go. That's what I meant to do. Okay. Okay, we're on 93. Yep, 93. See, we've got, like I said, I tried to do a variety of stuff. I got some sport coats. I have some women's dresses. I have some skirts. I have some shoes. I have a bathing suit. So we're gonna really put this thing to the test today to see how well it generates the data for all these different items. Now I used to put everything in clear Ziploc bags with my inventory number sticker. I still do that. The only thing that's a little bit different is with the shoes. I have started putting shoes, especially like the larger men's shoes, because they don't fit into our inventory boxes very well. I've started putting those into bins. So I still use the inventory number, but each bin has a letter assigned to it, and I will show you that you can use that the letter and a number combination in the SKU assignment field as well. So it's really great for everybody has a slightly different approach to how they like to do their inventory. Okay. See if we're still on the right one. What does that say? 99? Yep, 99. 99. All right. Okay. Should be 800. Yep. Oh, come on. Okay. These are some men's jeans. Got a really cool Kid Robot outerwear coat. And then we've got some shoes. Let's see here. These are my first ones here. And you can see so this is where I need to change my SKU. So the SKU number is still 15805, but these are in bin A. So I can insert an A and a dash into my SKU field up here and hit assign. The A stays, and now it moves on to 15806. So if you're batching your items and you're doing all shoes, it's really great that you only have to add the letter in there one time, and the number will increment automatically. Okay, and last ones. So once you assign the SKU to your last item, it's going to automatically take you to your generate listings page, which looks like this. So you can see here we've got our items, our assigned SKU numbers right here. And then all of this information will get filled out with the AI. So what you want to do, we're going to do all 20 at once, just so you can see how quickly this works. We're going to select all right here at the very top. 21. I thought I did 20. Oh, well. And then we're going to click this generate listings data button right here on the right. You can see we've got 1960 listing credits remaining for the month. We're November 3rd today, so I've done 40 this month already of my 2,000. And what happens, so here we go. You click this generate listing data button, the program is going to give you an option between, oh, this is brand new as of today. I haven't even seen this yet. You get basic condition, which is condition based. So the description field is real basic. It will just summarize the overall condition and call out any visible flaws. I prefer this robust, detailed description. So it's going to include things like features, the materials, sizes, It always adds a little blurb like great for office or going out or something like that. And then apparently, this is brand new as of today, you can also do a custom template description. I haven't messed around with this yet, but I'll play around with this some today and tomorrow and report back to see how that works. So for today, I'm going to set this robust description as my default, and I'm going to click generate data and just sit back. I'm going to leave this screen up while this is running so you can see how long this actually takes. I'm going to start my my stopwatch here to see how long this goes. So with 21 items, this is going to take a few minutes to populate, but you'll see it will, once things start populating, the whole row will go green and it'll start filling in all the information. So like I said, thanks to this tool, no joke, I've been able to, at the very least, double the amount of listings I can do per day. I was doing about 10, and taking all the photos and measurements and all of that, and then having to research the item and find, come up with a good title for it and write that all out and fill in all the item specifics on eBay. It does take a little bit of time. So like I said, I'm able to photograph about 20 items per day and run it through this AI software to take care of everything else for me. So you can see this first one has started to generate, and they will start generating and populating one by one here. All right, once a few of these, so it started to complete a lot of these. So you can see it generates a really good title. It's suggested a price, the category path, it's in the correct category, and it's filled out. This one has 31 item specifics filled, and it will fill the condition field for you as well. Now, I will say this tool is not perfect. It's, we're still tweaking things, but it does a really good job of recognizing the condition of every item, the price suggestions. I've gone back and double checked those with, compared them to eBay sold comps, and it's pretty accurate. And I've gotten to the point where I can trust this pretty well. I will go back and just kind of skim over the titles to make sure that everything is exactly correct. Sometimes the AI will have a little bit of difficulty distinguishing between like grays and browns, and every once in a while, a really dark navy blue and a black could get confused. So before you publish your listings, you want to just take a second to make sure everything is being filled out properly. So this has been happening as well. The past couple of days I've been using, it seems like there's always one listing that kind of hangs back a little bit. So what I can do is I'm going to let this continue to think. I'm going to go to the next page, which is the ready to publish, where you can individually edit anything that needs to be edited, and then I'll go back and see if it's completed this listing here. So we're going to go to ready to publish. All right, and as you can see, we're still only listing to eBay, but there are plans to include cross-listing capability to Mercari, Poshmark, Depop, and Etsy as well. So lots, there's new features coming. So, and then once you've linked, you've linked your eBay store. So this is where it pulls in all of your payment, return, and shipping policies. So you can select as you're listing, which shipping policy you want to use. And you can also have your listings start immediately. You can schedule your listings. You can have it wait a certain number of minutes in between each listing if you want to, space them out a little bit. There is a background removal option. I still use Photo Room, so I haven't tried this out yet. And I believe it requires a separate amount of credits for the background removal. And then your condition description, it automatically generated dynamic, and I leave it on that right there. So we're just gonna go through, and I'm gonna show you guys my process for what I look for and how I edit anything that requires editing prior to listing. So on this first one right here, you just click on the little edit button right here, and that's going to open up the main listing page. So the title this generated was Neiman Marcus Sport Coat, Men's 40 Long, Modern Fit, Super 120s, Navy Blue Wool. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So I'm not going to change that at all. I like the suggested price of $129.99. The category path is correct, and you can see that there is a drop-down menu here. So if for some reason this was not put into the correct category, you can change it right here. And then once you click save, it will repopulate the item specifics, because as you know, the item specifics are, they depend on the category path. So condition, it assigned it as pre-owned excellent. I agree with that, so I'm going to leave that alone. Your condition description right here, gently worn with minimal signs of wear. That sounds perfect to me. Here are all of our item specifics. So brand is Neiman Marcus. Yes, that's correct. Size is 40. Country, region of manufacture is China. Size type, regular. Department, men, color blue, material wool, lining material, polyester. So it picks up all this information from the tag pictures. Fit is modern fit, style, sport coat, vent style, double, 2-button closure, long sleeve, solid color. Occasion business, sure, awesome. It will also populate your measurements. I believe it will, if you're the kind of reseller that takes pictures of the, the measuring tape or the yardstick on the garment, I'm pretty sure it will recognize that. My process is I write all my measurements down on this dry erase board, and the listing tool will read my dry erase board, and it will populate the measurements accordingly. So you can see up here in the specifics, chest size 42, shoulders 18, sleeve 36, length 31, not vintage, type sport coat, jacket length is long, theme is classic, that's awesome. Single-breasted, 40-inch on the waist, 2-button front, notched lapel, dry clean only, garment care, 4-button sleeves. And then in the item description, you've got the title repeated. It gives you the condition again, features, notched lapel, 2-button front, chest welt pocket, flap front pockets, double vents at back, 4-button cuffs. It gives you the material, 100% wool, and the lining, where it's made, the tag size, the color, care instructions, and then this little extra right here, perfect for business, office, weddings, or formal events. See photos for close-up, condition, and accurate sizes. I mean, this is really great. I mean, this contains a little more information than my old listing template, so I'm super happy with it. So once everything has been double checked, I click save and go back. And I do that pretty quickly with just every item to make sure everything's looking okay. So we've got a Ted Baker sport coat, 38 regular, navy, endurance, line, 2-button wool slim fit jacket. Awesome, $74.99. Great. Check all my item specifics. Everything's there. Everything looks good. And again, no changes need to be made here. So I'm going to save and go back. Let's see here. Wilfred Free jacket, quilted, long sleeve, suggested $59.99. Clothing, women's clothing, coats, jackets, vests. That's perfect. Let's see here. Desigual sweatshirt, girls, $11.12. Condition excellent. Okay. Suggested price, great. The category path is in kids clothing, sweatshirts, and hoodies. So far it's doing everything right. Let's see. Lafayette 148 blouse looks good. It's ready. So this will happen occasionally. Sometimes the item specifics will be red like this. That means there is a required item specific that did not get filled in for whatever reason. So in order to fix that, we're just going to click on this edit button. Let's see. This is the tank dress. See, look at the condition description. It really does a good job of looking over the photos and coming up with a good description. So it says light surface lint and minor pilling, overall good wearable condition. And I agree with that. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to leave that alone. Let's find out what the missing item specific is. So if we scroll down here, dress length. All right. So this is... Let's take a look at my picture here. This is just above the knee. So I know that eBay's going to, knee length is one of the options in there. So I'm going to just type that in and scroll back up, save my changes, and go back to my list. Cool. Now you can see the red item specific is no longer red, and we're good to go here. You can also see that because of the lint and the pilling, the AI tool decided that this was pre-owned good condition instead of excellent. I kind of disagree with that. I usually, unless there is a noticeable issue, I almost always select pre-owned excellent. So I'm going to change that. And then down here in the description, it should also say pre-owned. I'm going to add excellent right there, light surface lint and minor pilling. And I'm going to save that and go back. Okay. Okay, where was I? Okay, so we're on the DVF. And to see, this is great too on the DVF dress, and most items where the item has a specific style name, and if that name is available on the tag and there's a picture of the tag, most of the time the listing tool will add that style name into the title. So you can see this is the Diane von Furstenberg dress, women's extra small Raquel scoop, bodycon, knee length, fuchsia. And just to show you what I'm talking about, there's the picture of the style name. Okay. Let's see what else we can do here. These are all great items. Everything is excellent pre-owned condition. We've got our Eileen Fisher skirts. Let's see. And this was one where it's a really dark brown in color, and I had a feeling that the AI may not recognize that. So what I did, I just wrote brown on on the board with my size, inventory number, and measurements. And as you can see from the title, the tool read that and picked it up. Eileen Fisher skirt, women's petite PP, brown pencil stretch, knee length, back slit. Terrific. So this is a petite P, which is a petite extra small. I always put that in parenthesis on my board here, just so that it knows when it's filling in the size, it fills that in correctly as a petite size type, petite extra small. Okay, this one's good to go. Let's see, what else can we do here? I did have one item for sure that had a little bit of an issue. I think that's the one that's still generating. We'll see. Yeah, 15798 still has not showed up here. So we'll go back and check on that one in just a second. But let me go down here and show you guys the men's jeans, just to show you that everything is being put into the correct categories. We have the tailor stitch pants, men's 33, hemp blend, straight leg, button fly, black casual. I wouldn't call these black. See, this is one of those where I'm glad I'm double checking everything. I would call these charcoal gray. So I'm going to edit that to charcoal gray. And that puts my title over the limit. I'm going to get rid of casual because we don't really need that. And I'm going to copy my title with the edits and paste that into my description. There we go. And in my item specifics, I'm going to change the color from black to gray. Okay. Awesome. Save and back. Now let's take a look at how it did with these. We're going to take a look at the last couple of items. This is a Kid Robot coat. The Kid Robot field jacket, men's, large, black graphic, back, skull, crossbones, patch, cotton. Priced it at $64.99. The category path is men's, coats, jackets, and vests. That's great. Pre-owned goods. See, I don't agree with that. I'm going to change that to excellent. And I'm going to bump my... So the price is also... The price is a direct reflection of the condition. So since this was... The AI tool thought this was pre-owned good, and it priced it at $64.99. Since I changed it to excellent, I'm going to bump this price up by $20 to $84.99. Okay. And then I'm going to change pre-owned good here to excellent. Light signs of wear, intact graphics and patches. Perfect. I don't know if it caught that it has a zipper hood, so I'm going to add that to the features as well. Multiple flat pockets, embroidered chest patches. Let's see. Zip front with snap placket. I'm going to add the zip away hood right there before the epaulets. And I think that is all I needed to change on this one. So I'm going to save my changes, go back to my main list. Let's see how it did with the shoes. So this is Brunt boots, men's size 12, black Chelsea work, composite toe, slip-on ankle pull tab. This is, in this instance, the actual style name of the shoe, which is the Omen, was not put into the title. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Black Chelsea, the Omen, work, composite toe, slip-on ankle, and I'm going to get rid of pull tab right there to make my title fit within the allowed character count. I'm going to copy that and paste it down here into my description. Again, these are pre-owned excellent. I'm going to bump my price up by $20 to $119.99. And I'm going to change my description here, change this to excellent. Condition, pre-owned, excellent. Okay, save and back. Let's take a look at these dress shoes. These are Magnani shoes, men's 11 wide, brown wingtip, Bruges derby leather, Classic dress shoes, priced at $100. They're in the correct category. Slight toe scuffs, pre-owned condition good. Again, I think it's pretty picky. I disagree with that, so I'm going to change that to excellent as well. Bump this up to $119.99. Excellent condition. And I'm going to call these toe scuffs minor. And change that down here in the description field as well. Minor toe scuffing. Okay, we're going to save that, go back. I'm curious. Nice, look at that. These are the Nike Air Presto Men's 11 black off-white collaboration Air sneakers, and it put the style number into the title. It priced these at $450, which is insane to me, but okay. Let's see, light to moderate wear with scuffs on midsoles, heels, and outsole wear. It gave these good pre-owned condition. I'm going to have to research these. Again, I kind of disagree with the condition. I think these are in really, really good shape. The soles are still really in good shape. Very minor wear. So I'm going to go back, change my condition to excellent, and I'm going to research this price a little bit to see if they're priced where they should be. Excellent. Okay. So now we're going to save changes. I should probably change the order of these words. So I'm going to move the off-white collaboration part of this title. I'm going to move that to right after Nike, and I'm going to do Nike X off-white collaboration. We really don't need in the title. Air Presto Men's 11 black Air sneakers. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I'm going to copy this title and paste it into my description so that everything matches there. Okay. And save and exit back up there. Let's check on this last item that was still generating, see if it's populated over here. Has not. So if a listing does get stuck, you can just go back to generate listings. You can see it's still thinking here. So I'm just going to select this one listing again and ask it to regenerate. So we'll sit here for a moment and see if this will generate now. All right, while that's thinking, again, like I said, I've been using this tool for a few weeks now. It keeps getting better. The AI it's a learning machine, so it will get better over time. I am constantly in communication with the developer. Like I said, we were working on this project together. So if you have suggestions on something that it could be doing better, please leave comments down below, and I will be more than happy to relay that to the development team. And they are really, really, really good about listening to suggestions and implementing changes incredibly quickly. Like I said, I had an issue, not an issue. I had constructive criticism, last week about how the titles were being generated with menswear in particular, and I sent an email. I said, hey, the order that the titles are being generated in is not really the way I prefer. Could we edit the program so that it generates them in this order? And the next day, the changes were implemented. Okay, great. So this listing is finally being populated here. Complete. Okay. Once it's complete, we can go back to ready to publish. And this item had a little bit of an issue, so I do want to show you how it recognizes that. So I'm going to go into the listing detail page here. I'm curious as to what it called, because there's like very, very slight fabric pulls in this area. They're almost impossible to see. But since I put this red call out circle, we'll see if it recognized that. Yeah, see, condition description, small snag on lower leg, otherwise in good wearable condition. This is also something that I have thought about requesting to be changed, but I have not done it yet. Anytime an item has a small issue, you guys know that I always call it out by putting tiny flaw in all caps into my title. That's something right now I'm doing myself, but like I said, I'm sure that if I requested that change to be done, it would happen, no problem. I'm gonna reach out to the developer tonight and suggest that, and then I'll report back in our next video if that has been done. Like I said, this is just my personal preference. I like to do this. You know, if you don't like this, you can either, like I said, they might introduce, it could be as simple as an option, like you saw when the description, it gave me the option for basic, robust, or custom. This might be the same thing. So before it generates all the data, there could be a dialog box that pops up that says, how do you want to handle flawed items? Do you want to leave the title alone, or do you want to add a flaw call out in your title? That's how I'm going to suggest that. All right, so let's see here. We got the Etro leggings, black floor, paisley, colorful print, colorful. I can give it a print, colorful, stretch, skinny, tiny flaw, perfect, 80 characters. I'm going to copy that, paste it into my description there, and I'm happy with everything else. So I'm going to, and so you can see that because this did have a small flaw, pre-owned condition is good. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to save. I'm going to go back. All of these items, with the exception of the shoes, are lightweight enough that I'm going to leave my ground advantage shipping policy. So I'm going to select all. I'm going to scroll down to the shoes, and I'm going to unselect the shoes and this coat because I know that that's too heavy. These are too heavy to ship ground advantage also. I think everything else is okay. Let me check real quick. Skirts, leggings, blouse, skirts, dresses. Yeah, everything else is okay for ground advantage. Sport coats not. Sport coats are not ground advantage. And neither is that Wilfred jacket. Okay, so the items that are ground advantage are all selected. We're going to leave here fulfillment policy ground advantage, and I'm going to click publish selected. So this is going to publish 13 listings straight to eBay, and this goes really fast. Boom. So those 13 listings have now been published. Now for my sport coats, I always ship with my shoes and local shipping policy. So I'm going to select my 2 sport coats, this Wilfred coat, the jeans can go priority. This guy needs to go shoes local. These boots are very heavy, so I'm going to ship those with my ground standard ground shipping policy. But these 2 can go on the regular shoes one. So we're going to publish these real quick. And this does continue in the background, so I don't have to wait for it to finish. And then I'm going to change this to, let's see, priority for the jeans, publish that. And I'm going to select my standard ground 15 for these boots. And I'm going to publish those. And there we go. 21 listings. All the data generated in a matter of, oh, I forgot to stop my stopwatch. It took probably about 6 or 7 minutes total to generate all that listing data. And that would have taken me, if I were to do that myself without the help of this AI tool, that would take me at least over an hour for sure to research the pricing and fill in all the item specifics. Probably more, probably closer to 2 hours for 20 items. So as you can see, it is a tremendous time-saving tool. I have literally been able to double the amount of work I can do in a single day, and that is slowly starting to pay off. Because as you know, the more items that you list, theoretically, the more items you're going to be able to sell. So if you guys have any questions for me, any suggestions, something that you wish this tool can do for you that it's currently not, leave all of those suggestions down in the comments below. Be sure to use my referral link to sign up for your ListAgent Pro subscription. It's only $20 a month. You're only paying 1 cent per listing, which I know for a fact that is currently the cheapest available option for AI listing tools out there. And I've looked into many of them. There's at least 3 or 4 competing programs or services, and they all charge a significant amount more than this one does. So our whole goal was to bring you a high quality, reliable listing tool that can help you in your day-to-day listings and be extraordinarily affordable. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, again, any suggestions you want to see the AI listing tool that were not showcased today, leave comments down below. I'll do my very best to get back to you guys about everything. Yeah, I'm going to keep working on this. I will be in touch with future updates, and you guys get your ListAgent Pro subscription and let me know how you like it. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Picnic. Hi. Stretch it. What'd you think about the AI? Do you care, even? No, you just care about treats. Only treats. Oh, there comes Jeremy. Only wants treats. Hi, what are you doing? Come on, you two. There you go. There you go. You guys say bye. Bye.